Hey everybody, this is Mark from Guillotined Chemistry. As you can see, I'm on set here back at the school. So the first two videos I filmed at home, but it turns out after I get the kids to bed, now that school started, I tend to fall asleep. Now I know what you're thinking. That dude's not wearing a concert shirt. Wait a minute. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So I would categorize today's term as a BOGO, buy one, get one. Now we can't separate these two terms. They're part of the same interaction, and that's one of the first misconceptions students have. You can't lose electrons unless somebody else is going to gain electrons. So neither one of these terms happen in isolation. And the two terms are oxidation-reduction. One of them deals with the gaining of electrons in a chemical reaction. The other one deals with losing electrons during a chemical reaction. I would categorize these terms as historically misguided, both of them for different reasons. So the first term is oxidation. In some chemical reactions, elements are going to lose electrons, and they are then considered oxidized. Now notice what's not in the definition of oxidation. Oxygen. An oxidation reaction doesn't have to have anything to do with oxygen, and that's what makes it super confusing. Oxygen is a very common element. It's 21% of the atmosphere. And so when people first started noticing the loss of electrons, oxygen was usually involved in the process. Now, it's not that big of a conceptual stretch to realize that a process gets named after the most common example of it. What do you call this? You probably call this a Kleenex. No, it's not a Kleenex. It's just a facial tissue. But everybody calls them all Kleenexes, right? It's got a huge market share. What? Oh, it is a Kleenex. So just like if there was a kid named Frank who used to bully you in elementary school, and it became so well known that if you were getting bullied, you were getting franked, right? Oxidation is the same way. It was such a common experience to lose electrons to oxygen that the whole process got the name oxidation. Even though, again, there are plenty of elements that want to remove electrons. Pretty much the whole right-hand side of the periodic table. The yin to oxidation's yang is the term reduction. If oxidation is losing electrons, then reduction is the other side. It's the gaining of electrons. Now, when I first started, I assumed the name reduction dealt with the idea that the charge was going down, right? If you're gaining electrons, you're gaining negative charge, so your charge is decreasing. But it turns out the term reduction had a different historical context. When early chemists heated up certain metallic ores, they noticed a reduction in mass, hence reduced. Now, none other than our favorite 18th century guillotine chemist, Anton Lavoisier, noticed that this loss of mass was due to the production of oxygen. These ores were decomposing into a metal and oxygen gas. And eventually the term reduction came to encompass all reactions that involve gaining electrons, regardless of where the mass goes. So oxidation reduction are tough terms. Like, they're both tricky in different ways. They don't even thematically play off each other. Listen, if these names comboed a little better, I could get behind it. Reduction, ascension, something like that, right? Oxidation, pick out your favorite metal, we could get behind that maybe. In fact, there was a chemist named John Bockris at Texas A&M that proposed the term electronation for reduction, gaining electrons, and de-electronation for oxidation, losing electrons. Maybe we could get that going. Start a club or something?
I order the club sandwich all the time, and I'm not even a member, man. I don't know how I get away with it. I like my sandwiches with 3 pieces of bread. So do I. Well, let's form a club.
So that's it. That's term number 8, oxidation reduction. Leo's a lion and lions go, we really couldn't have come up with a better term than that. And that'll be funny when you learn about redox in class. So go ahead and stay tuned for episode 7. Stay safe and have a great day.